Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And I keep trying to get my camera, oh my goodness, I keep making it worse. I'm trying to get it square and straight, and it doesn't want to behave today. So sorry, I'm going to stop there and hopefully that will be better. Hello, Paula and Gladys. Thanks for joining me from the US. And we'll see who else jumps in here. If you do join me during the course of my video, either live or on replay, please do say hello in the comments. I see those and I love to respond to them. If you have other questions for me, you can reach me at nancy@nancysniftynotes.com. And you can find all kinds of information on my website, nancysniftynotes.com, including the next blog post will be the project that I'm going to be making today. So, we may hear a doorbell during this. Australia Post had said they were going to deliver my Stampin' Up! Order, 25 minutes ago? Hasn't arrived yet. That's just fine. But you may hear the doorbell and then you may hear the dogs. I don't know if they're going to make noise or not. Anyway, this is the set that I'm using today. This is Pretty Florals. This stamp set was my prize patrol at Onstage in Brisbane a couple weeks ago. And as part of my product purchase premiere at Onstage, I bought the coordinating dies. And one of the things I really like about the dies is all of these outline dies coordinate with all of these images. But then there's another set of more solid dies that give you a totally different look to be able to play with. And I'm really looking forward to using both of them. But today's card is not going to use any of the dies. So I will get rid of those. And I've already mounted up all of those. I'm going to use every single one of those stamps. So I have a piece of basic white and I have a piece of designer series paper from Flowering Zinnias. And as I've been saying, the economy, yeah, it wasn't great before, and well, let's just not talk about this past week. So I'm very much this catalog year emphasizing use what you have. You've paid for it, you own it. It's perfectly, you liked it to buy it to begin with. And sometimes you just need a little bit of it to go with something new that you also love and wanted to buy. So I'm all for that right now. So yeah, I'm going to be putting this on the bottom. I haven't trimmed it to size here. I find that that's sometimes better to do at the end. But what I did go through is I went through and I made a pencil line. I don't know if you can see that. I just put it on my paper trimmer and I did it about 1 millimeter or, a 1/16 of an inch shorter than the paper. So this, when this goes on and is all lined up, it will definitely cover that line, but it gives me a target for adding my stems. So I don't have them all the way up there. And, I know where I need to be so that the bottom of the stems are covered by the designer series paper. So, I have done some thinking about this, but I have not done as much as perhaps would be great. I'm also going to put a piece of scratch paper. This is just the paper that was down on my glass mat, because I have a feeling I'm going to be going off the edge as I make some of these. So This paper, oops, I've got a sneeze coming. Oh, excuse me. So this paper is Old Olive and Lemon Lime Twist. And so for my stems, I'm going to use Old Olive and the slightly darker tone, which is Mossy Meadow. And I just haven't quite figured out my entire plan here. I have an idea. So I'm going to start that one there. That's Old Olive. This one's Mossy Meadow. Whoops. Let's make sure we get the whole thing inked. And you can see they're very similar, but this one's lighter than that one. This one I'm going to come a little bit lower. See, again, I know that's going to be covered up. I think I need to re-ink my Mossy Meadow pad. It's being a little weird. There's much thinking happening here. I'm doing this one in, well, I thought I was doing it in Old Olive. Nope, that was Mossy Meadow again. Let's try again. There we go. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for joining me. And I think we're going to do a little bit more of this one. Okay, so I'm going to close up my greens. And you know me, clean and close, because I don't want any of this falling over and messing up my project. Okay. And I am bringing in, this is the, what is it, a hyacinth? I don't know, the long plume of a flower. And I'm doing that in Highland Heather with Gorgeous Grape. All of these flowers are two-step. And I wanted to see, yeah, that one cuts off, that one cuts off. That's why I'm doing there. So there's the Highland Heather. Hi, Mom. Thanks for joining me. And that's the Gorgeous Grape on top. I don't know if you could hear it. There went the doorbell and Charlie. So I don't know how well you can see that when it's all the way down there, but oh my goodness. I have to stand up to see what you can see. There we go. Now you can see it. And I'm going to do the other two on that kind of stem. So this one is like a black-eyed Susan, or, well, I'm doing it as a black-eyed Susan. If it were in different colors, I'd suppose it'll be a purple coneflower. But I'm doing it as a black-eyed Susan, and I'm changing the angle a little bit so they're not matchy-matchy. So that's Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to top that with its second step in Early Espresso. And I'm just sorry if my head is getting in the way. There we go. You can see those. I really like these. I think they're not overly ornate, but they've got enough detail that they're interesting. Okay, and now we just have the three. There are two different styles of the trios. And I'm going to do this one in Peach Pie. There we go. And again, the Stampin' Up! Color coordination really works for us here. Because like the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape, they work really well together to be a lighter and darker shade. And again, Peach Pie and Pumpkin Pie work together the same way. There are those two. Ooh, have fun on your bushwalk, Nicole. Please do come back and watch the replay. And then finally, another combination I really like, Bubble Bath and Berry Burst. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I don't go live on YouTube. The replay goes on YouTube. So I'm live over here, and then I post the replay over on YouTube. Some people are fancy and can do both at the same time. If Facebook ever gets particularly difficult about going live, as they've tried to sometimes, I'll start going live over there probably, but we're just going to keep it here as long as we can. There's that one. So hopefully not too symmetrical, matchy, but some continuity. And get that out of the way. Now I'm not stamping off the edge. And then I'm going to bring in my Designer Series paper. And that's going to go there. So I'm going to put some glue down, and usually I would put it on the designer series paper. Actually, my rule of thumb is put it on the smaller piece, and since this is shorter than this piece, that would be this one this time. So now we're going to get it aligned. Snug up against there as we can. See, I've got just a little bit off the edge there, and then this bit, but it's all lined up perfectly there. So my pencil mark did a good thing. I have all of my stems below the designer series paper, which is what I wanted. I'm going to bring in this mini guillotine trimmer. And I love it because I can do things like that. And then I will do this one. And that is now perfectly aligned. And I'm going to bring in a basic white thick card base. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now I start hemming and hawing again. Hang on 1 minute. I think I'm going to head that direction. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. So 14.4, I'm going to cut it down. 1, 2. There we go. And slice it down just a little bit here. Okay. Where is this? I'm gonna like that, I think. Just a little bit of that lemon lime twist. What do you think? And then Da-da-da. Oh, there's old. Definitely want this. Okay. So you get to see kind of my playing and thought process if I don't have the whole thing planned out when I go live. Or even when I have it planned out, sometimes I change my mind partway through. Don't want it in the middle, I don't think. So that is from Nested Essentials. Not quite sure what I'm not excited about there. And the sentiment is from, Simply Said. Yeah, I'm gonna call that one good probably, and then okay, there's that. And then I'm losing things. Another little bit of this. Decorate the inside. Oh. There we go. Love, love, love clear stamps to be able to do that. Otherwise I would have had to start over again. Flip it over probably. But with clear stamps, you can get away with that. I'm gonna bring in the pink again. And go. And decide if I want a little bit of that down there or not. Yeah, why not? Okay. Let's see how we like that. Well, that, oh, I haven't done it yet, duh. Yeah, I'm thinking. Okay, we're going to do a little more trimming here. Because in the end, I decided not to go as thick as that. Let's do it this way first. Now. There we go. And now we'll put it on there. I don't know. What do you think about decorating the insides? I think it's nice. The person I learned stamping from tended not to do it. She said people put it up on their mantle or display it somewhere and you rarely see the inside, but I think it's nice. I've started doing it more and more. So, there's that. Do we think it needs a little bit of bling? Or just leave it be? I know Mom doesn't like bling. What about the rest of you? Everybody's gone quiet. Yes, I like it. Like I said, it pulls it in from the front to there. So maybe let's see. I've got some little butterflies or yes, bling. You would bling a little bit on the left side. Okay. Okay. What about some little mini dragonflies? What do you think? The dragonflies, the butterflies, or the rhinestones? I know you can't really see those, can you? There's the dragonflies. And the butterflies. I'm going to use up some dragonflies, I think, because they are, again, we're doing the use what you have. And these are technically retired. Sorry, this one has the adhesive sticking out a little bit more than I would probably want. These are thin enough. These are really thin. They're thinner than the brass ones because these are just plastic. I'm actually going to put one inside too. There we go. Sorry, Gladys. Went with the dragonflies. Rhinestones go in there. So, there is my card for today. Inside, outside. I really, really, really like this bundle. This is in the new annual catalog, which looks like this. If you are a regular customer of mine, there is one coming to you in the mail. It's already in the mail. If you are in Australia and you would like for me to be your demonstrator, I am happy to fulfill that role for you. Reach out to me again, Nancy at nancysniftynotes.com, and I will get one of these in the mail to you. You can see that's this set here on the front of the catalog. I can't show you inside yet. And there is coordinating designer series paper and stuff, but I haven't bought it because I still have lots of designer series paper, and I'm trying to emphasize use what you have and add some fun new stuff. So I'm happy to have these. I don't feel at the moment like I need to have the entire suite. There is even a second stamp and die bundle that are part of that suite that I have not purchased because I think this one mixes and matches with stuff I already own very, very well. So I hope that speaks to you as well. And I will see you same time, same place, because we're all done with everyone's clocks changing for a while, next week. See you then. Bye-bye.